Hi, welcome to part 9 of my bike build. In this video I'm just going to be bleeding the brakes and then throwing some bar tape on the handlebars. If all goes well, this should really be the last video in the series, and then this bike will be good for the road. Alright, let's get started. I'm going to be starting with the front wheel, just because it's the more convenient one to work on. First thing I'm going to do is pull the wheel off. Okay, then we're going to make sure both pistons are compressed. You can do this with a screwdriver. I just have this flat tool I'm using. And they are both compressed. Okay, then we're going to pull the brake pads out. And then we're just going to throw in a bleed block in their place. Next up, we're going to fill 2 syringes with some mineral oil. Alright, so we're going to peel back the hood on the front shifter and get that bleed port set up first. Now we're going to do the same thing at the caliper. Okay, so with both syringes in place, I'm going to go ahead and open the clamps on each of them. And then go back and forth between the two until all of the air bubbles. Okay, it looks like the system is adequately full and there's no more air bubbles coming out right now. We're going to go ahead and close the caliper side hose clamp. We're using the shifter side syringe right now to pressurize the system and remove any additional air bubbles that might be trapped in there. Alright, there's no more air bubbles coming out, so we're going to go ahead and close the top clamp. Okay, now we're going to remove the caliper side syringe and quickly get that screw back in. And now the shifter syringe. We'll clean the caliper off with a little alcohol before putting the brake pads back in. And let's get that wheel back on before those brake pads accidentally get compressed together. Alright, we'll clean the shifter off with a little alcohol. Alright, and we are good to go on the front end. Okay, so it's going to be the same process for the rear caliper, albeit slightly more inconvenient in the setup. I've leveled out the bike a little bit. Okay, we're all set up, so I'm going to go ahead and open the clamps and then start pushing fluid through the system. Okay, there's no more air bubbles, so I'm going to go ahead and clamp off the caliper side, and then we'll use the shifter side to pressurize the system again. I think we're looking good. I'm going to go ahead and remove the syringes and get the screws back in place. And we'll clean those off with some alcohol too. Okay, so with the bike out of the stand, it's time to get some bar tape on. I got this fancy multicolor one, not because it's good bar tape, just because it looked cool. So I'm sure after a few weeks of riding, I'll end up swapping this out, but let's get something on there for now. Alright, so the bar tape is complete. It is far from perfect because I suck at bar tape, but I think it looks pretty good. Could always take it off and try to rewrap it again later if it starts to bother me for some reason. Alright, so there we have it. With no experience and a pile of parts, I have successfully constructed a bike. I think it looks pretty good at this point, at least. Next thing to do is actually get it out on the road and run some tests. Maybe fine-tune the derailleurs a little bit. I'm sure I'll have to tweak some other things, but yeah, I'm pretty happy where it is at this point. Now I'm going to be at the mercy of waiting for the weather to be good to actually get it out and run those tests. So that's going to be it for this video. End of part 9. The last installment is actually just going to be taking this out, doing some road tests, and seeing how it rides. So stay tuned for that video, and thanks for watching.